So as we all know, Xbox has been under fire in the past week or so due to them laying off more studios and stuff like that. And again, that questioned a lot of people with Game Pass, and a lot of people are thinking, is Game Pass really a viable option for Microsoft with Xbox? Is it actually profitable? Since why the hell do you need to close down studios if, Game Pass is, apparently profitable? And again, that brought up the question to a lot of people, is it actually a profitable thing? And is it doing Microsoft better? Or is it just making them even worse and bringing them down to a worse level? Now, again, this rumour has been out, it's been more of a rumour than anything because it hasn't officially been confirmed. Obviously, a lot of people are coming around and saying, is Call of Duty going to be on Game Pass? And to that question, yes. Now, I don't know which Call of Duties are going to be on Game Pass. I presume the older Call of Duties are going to be on Game Pass. Now, we already have Diablo 4 on Game Pass already, so I'm not surprised we will see at least the older Call of Duties. Now, yes, the newer Call of Duties are apparently going to be a thing every year. Now, I don't know whether this is going to be a test more than anything at the moment. They're going to just do a little test run and test, is it actually going to be worthwhile for us? Are we going to end up making a lot more people subscribe? This will be available for Game Pass on the PC and available for Game Pass on the Xbox, which is a good thing. It brings more players in, hopefully brings more subscriptions in. Again, you're going to have to kind of put the whole Call of Duty catalog on there because it's not going to really make it worthwhile. And it brought the conclusion of, is Xbox's subscription going to go up? Now, I think the subscription about $16, $17, nearly $17. So it's quite hefty. It's quite a hefty price. It's getting nearly the $20 mark. It's not far off that. So again, it's getting pretty expensive. And I'm sure again they'll put the price up a little bit more to accommodate Call of Duty, because again, they're going to be losing out a fair amount of revenue. I'm sure this will be more of a test to see if this actually does anything. If it doesn't, I'm sure they'll probably revert to it again, because it will be available. I mean, you will still be able to purchase the game. So anything you'll be able to purchase the game still, but you'll also have that option to. It's like what Ubisoft do with games. You can purchase the game outright, but you can also get it on their subscription. You get the whole, the Ultimate Edition. I don't think you'll be getting the Ultimate Edition of the game unless they decide to add another Game Pass tier. Obviously, currently there's kind of only two Game Pass tiers. There's Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Game Pass you can get Game Pass Console. It's kind of weird, the tiers, the Game Pass tiers. There's Game Pass Core, which is only available for console, which is the subscription that's required to access online. You do get a few games with it, though. And then there's Game Pass Console, which is Game Pass for console. You don't get the extra subscription benefits like EA Play and stuff, and I think you don't get as many games as with Game Pass Ultimate. And then there's Game Pass PC, which is the same as Game Pass Console, but for PC. And then Game Pass Ultimate, which you can actually use. It's basically the console and PC subscription in one, so you can use them both simultaneously in that sense. Plus, you get some of the benefits. You get deals and stuff, savings and stuff like that on certain games with the Game Pass subscription, and you get the EA Play subscription as well included with it. So, yeah, I don't know how this will affect. A lot of people are wondering if this will, again, put the price up of the Game Pass, which I can 100% see them doing that. Microsoft intends to reportedly add new tiers and changes to Game Pass. This is from Charlie Intel. Okay, so it looks like maybe they're going to end up, Game Pass Ultimate may end up becoming the highest tier. They're going to put the price up of that. Again, I'm going to say about $25. They can't push it up too much, though, because my most guess is that will be the tier that Call of Duty's on. It makes more sense to have Call of Duty on the highest tier. And I think this is more going to be a test at the moment, to test if it's actually worth putting Call of Duty on Game Pass full term. Other than that, if that doesn't work out, I think what they're going to do is put Call of Duty on Game Pass, but not put the newer Call of Duties on Game Pass, and do it like that. And then every year, so say after that year, that game, that previous Call of Duty will then go on Game Pass. That's the outcome I really see. I think that's the outcome that really should be going on, in my opinion. I know that may not make a lot of sense, but I'm kind of just want the older Call of Duties on Game Pass, to be quite honest with you, to like popularize them a little bit more, because I'm sure a lot more people are going to end up booting up older Call of Duties, to play them. Again, there's no real information on this at the moment. I think more of it are like leaks and stuff like that. I think they've got the Xbox showcases in like June, so I guess we'll have to really properly see what they're going on and doing then. Again, I know it's more like the exclusives and stuff like that. Again, this is a cool thing. I don't know if they're going to be porting like World of Warcraft and stuff like that over to. I doubt that. But it's a cool thing to see them bring that over. It's again, that's kind of what a lot of people have been thinking about this whole thing ever since the Activision and Microsoft deal went through. A lot of people have been like, well, when are we going to get Call of Duty? We've got Diablo now, but it seems like the Call of Duty, I would have thought by now they would have added some of the older Call of Duties, like some of the old backwards compatible titles and stuff like that. And apparently Xbox, according to this, have a new the next Xbox that will be launching will be in 2026, alongside a new Call of Duty. Apparently there's going to be a launch title with a Call of Duty. I remember this. There used to be launch titles. I think there was a launch title with Call of Duty with Ghosts, Call of Duty Ghosts, with an Xbox, the Xbox One. I think PlayStation's had a couple launch titles for their consoles, with the PlayStation Slim and stuff like that. It's a cool thing. It's, you can get the console, and they, give you the game at a half price or something like that, if you buy it in that bundle. So I'm sure that'll be coming. Apparently it's going to be 2026 Call of Duty, so, that will. I don't know about that one, actually, because, again, GTA 5 isn't that GTA 6, sorry, that is launching in 2025, and they've got a console coming out a year after. I hope this game really runs well on the Xbox Series X. I'm sure it will. Wouldn't it make more sense to drop it that year, or drop it again 2025, or at least this year? I think it makes more sense to do that, but again, it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze for a lot of things. I mean, Call of Duty again is going to probably have a pretty big hit next year, so they probably have to get prepared. I think a lot of developers will end up having a big hit next year when GTA 6 comes out, so that's something they need to look out for. But I guess Microsoft really now is trying to use this advantage of Call of Duty by trying to bring more Game Pass users. I think that's their end goal in reality. How many Game Pass subscriptions or subscribers can we get paying for this? And they still give you the option to buy Call of Duty if you want to go out and buy it. It's not like they're restricting you from that, which is a good thing. I like that. They're not restricting you. They're still giving you that option to buy the game. I don't know if it's going to be coming out for Switch. I know, again, a while back that was kind of rumored. They had a deal with Nintendo. Again, I don't really think. I think that was more Call of Duty Mobile. We may end up seeing Warzone Mobile on the Switch. I don't think we're going to see a full-fledged Call of Duty. I remember the older Call of Duties that were released on the Wii. They were probably pushing the boundaries of the Nintendo Wii. I think it was Call of Duty World at War and Black Ops 1. They were definitely pushing the boundaries of the Wii. The quality, if you compared them to the PS3 and the Xbox 360 games, wow, they were pretty shitty looking. And that's obvious. I mean, it wasn't a very powerful console. It was a good console, the Wii, but it wasn't powerful enough to be running them. And to be honest, I'm very surprised they were able to get them running on the Wii itself. So again, I don't really see. I mean, I know there is a Nintendo Switch 2 around the corner. I don't know if it's this year or when, but I'm not entirely sure if that means that you'll end up seeing. Apparently, that Wii has the same power as the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So I don't know if that will give us enough power to boost it through and, well, make it good enough to actually run some of the newer Call of Duties. I'm not entirely sure. But it would be a cool thing to have full-fledged Call of Duty on there. Again, I think actually, I don't know if Call of Duty is supported on the Steam Deck. I'm not entirely sure. But if you are looking for a mobile Call of Duty experience, I would probably get a Steam Deck. At least you'll have more of a better experience than fucking about with a Nintendo Switch that is about 10 years graphically out of date, especially in the console realm. And this will be coming to PC Game Pass as well, so people on PC will be able to experience the Call of Duty. Now, I don't know what tier this will be on PC again. I know they've been trying for a while to get more PC players onto the Game Pass subscription and make it worthwhile. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's been worthwhile for the PC people to actually. So I don't know what this is going to do. I don't know how this is going to work. I think how it works is you need I think you need the Battle.net launcher if you're on PC. And you have to link that through your account. I think that's how it works. I don't think it runs natively from. I don't know. Maybe the newer Call of Duties will run straight from the Xbox app. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to keep that one running. But again, I don't know if a lot of people are excited about this. A lot of people are a bit confused. They probably don't think it's going to work. They probably think it's going to fail. To which I can't really go against that because, I don't know if it's going to fail or not. I think maybe they, again, like I've been saying, they could be just using this as a test, as a thing. All right, let's quickly, we can risk a year. I'm sure people are probably still going to buy Call of Duty on Xbox for whatever reason. Maybe they want to buy. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if there's going to be. I'm sure eventually they're going to start phasing out physical copies of Call of Duty. To try and boost more Game Pass subscribers. I don't know, again, that they could boot the price up past. I mean, again, I wouldn't really. I think it'd be a stupid thing again to put it past the $20 mark. You kind of push in a little bit boundaries. That's a pretty. I think that'll be probably the most expensive. Oh, actually, no, there is a PlayStation Plus. No. I don't know actually how much is that a month. Actually, I don't know. I think I don't know. Like $15 a month. That is. I don't know. Either way, it'll be quite an expensive subscription. I'm assuming every Activision game will be available on Game Pass day one. This is pretty exciting, to be quite honest with you. I want to see how well this works out for Microsoft. Because, again, they can change their mind very quickly. And again, this is a pretty big financial thing they're doing. This like putting on Game Pass. They've cut out a section of revenue. I'm sure, again, maybe a million people may end up buying it on Xbox. I don't know. I'm sure people will still end up buying it, but again, you've sliced that revenue down. You're kind of relying off of the Xbox Game Pass now to bring you in more players. So I'm not too entirely sure how they're going to run around and do that it's going to be quite an awkward move for Xbox and Microsoft. I'm sure they'll get round it some way. I think what they're trying to prioritize is getting money from the subscription as much as possible, and they're trying every way. I don't know if that's their 100% reason for buying Activision. I did hear that apparently they wanted to branch out more in the mobile market and stuff like that, so maybe that was just another excuse they used. I don't know. Maybe they wanted Activision again to help them boost up, and they realised, well, Activision's in a bit of a shit at the moment. They're in legal troubles and stuff like that, so let's just buy them up and, get this show on a road and, try and make Activision go well. Try and help it, because I'm sure a lot of people love Call of Duty. It's one of the biggest games out there. Maybe not as big as GTA and stuff like that, but it's definitely a well-known game. It's a household name, household name game. Everybody knows it. Your grandparents know it and stuff like that. They may not exactly know what it is 100%, but they've definitely heard the name and they know it's a war game. What they call it anyway. So they definitely know what it is. And again, this is a pretty cool thing for the Xbox line, I guess. People making comments and saying that this could be the end of Xbox if they do this, or this could be the end of Call of Duty. I guess, again, we'll see. Making a move like this is a pretty big leap. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a pretty big leap, in my opinion, doing stuff like that.